All right, hey, Eric Louvier here. It's getting hot in Austin, Texas. It's time of year, so I'm outside here by the lake, beautiful Lake Travis, and so I just recorded a different video, and so I was kind of sweating a little bit. It's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. So what do you want to talk about? What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, focus, focus. Oh, ironic. Let's talk about focus, okay? So I'll never forget one time I was at an internet marketing event. You know, at the end of the events, if you've never been to an internet marketing event, you should go to one. You should go to an internet marketing event just so you can look around the room and be like, man, if these morons can do it, I can do it too. Okay. So like, I mean, you should go to an internet marketing event. Now, at an internet marketing event I was at, you know, at the end of the event, they have like, or sometimes during the event, they'll have like, these chairs of gurus, right, sitting up on stage, and they pass the microphone around, and someone from the audience asks a question, and it's really quite awkward. So anyway, we're all standing up. I'm sitting up on stage, and we're passing the microphone around, and so I answered a question, and then I happened to be the one holding the microphone, and then so this other guy, gets up to the microphone, and he's like, um, "I really want to know, like, how do you guys focus? Like, do you have any kind of like, like kind of like some tips or some strategies or some methods or some guru secretness that you can tell me on how I can focus and get things done because I'm so distracted and like how do you focus, right?" And so we're all kind of like looking at each other, and I turned to like I wanted to pass the microphone like, "Hey, here you go." And they're all looking at me like, "No, you answer this question." And I was like, "Dude, I am the least qualified person on this freaking stage right now to be talking about focus." But I'll try to answer it. So I looked at the guy and I'm like, I mean, focus? You want me to talk about focus? I mean, like, are we talking about focus right now? Are we talking about practice? We talk about focus because like I'm terrible at focus. Like I should probably be on medicine about focus, but like I don't know. And the rest of the people on the stage are laughing, right? Because they're like, yeah, I agree. So we all have like ADD, right? We all have like focus challenges, or we wouldn't be on that stage. It's like a superpower. So I'm like, yeah, I know half the people on this stage, and they will interrupt you. They can't focus. Like you need to focus on this video, by the way. Like they got to multitask. They're distracted. They're like all over the place. So I know that from because I talk to them, and like I'm like that too. And so I'm like, look, I don't have any like secret sauce for how to focus, but I will give you some of my thoughts and advice on focus. Here's one of the biggest things of all is if you do this full time for a living, like you're making money online and it's your full-time way of putting food on the table, and you have like kids you got to feed or they're going to starve, and you got bills that you got to pay, like you have to like pay stuff or the electricity gets turned off, like you got to survive in planet earth, right? Money is required. And so unless you're homeless, but even then people are giving you money, so you need money to eat, like so ultimately I think the what causes me to focus is I got stuff to pay, right? Like I got bills to pay, and then my wife and kids like, "Where are we going to go on vacation? Can we go to Disney World? Or go to Cayman? We go to Aspen?" I'm just like, oh, okay, well, yeah, let me do some promotions and create some stuff and generate some cash to pay this thing, right? Like that's the truth of it. It doesn't matter how much money you make. You can make tens of millions of dollars like I have. You're gonna have high bills. You're gonna go on a lavish vacation. You're gonna have nice, beautiful cars and all kinds of stuff that you got to pay for. It's all relative, right? So ultimately, what causes me to focus is I need to generate some cash flow. Payrolls due this week, right? I know that's coming up. Like I'm gonna pay them. Like money comes and goes, right? It's ebb and flow, and it's flow. And so what makes me focus is the fact that I got to generate the cash, right? I got to make the money coming in, right? I'm not like going to just retire on $1 billion and sit at home and watch Netflix. Even if I had $1 billion, I'm going to be doing projects, generating cash, right? And helping people make money. So ultimately, that need is a need. I have to generate the cash. I have to do the stuff, and I have to do the focus in order to generate the cash to pay the bills to survive and thrive in this planet, right? So you got billionaires like Elon Musk and others who are still creating stuff. I mean, they could just retire and watch Netflix, but no, they're sending rockets into outer space and creating all kinds of stuff. That is ambition. That is like, you got to generate results, right? So focus is like, I can give you like, okay, you got to wake up in the morning, do your meditation, do your prayer, do this. Like, I can give you all that stuff, but I'm like, I don't do that, right? Like, so like, ultimately for me, what is required is I got to generate some cash, right? So that is what it is. That's the truth. I don't care what any of those gurus out there say. That's what you got to do. How rich they act, their Lambos, all that. They're trying to generate cash. I talk to them behind the scenes. So anyway, what you have to do is you have to get stuff done. So now let's say you're not full time. You got a day job. You know, you're an engineer, and yet you're trying to make money on the side. So you can quit that engineering job or whatever. You want to make more money, or you're retired, you want to make more money. Whatever you do for a living, and you want to make more money because you don't want to do what you're currently doing. You want to live this internet lifestyle where it's, what's today, Thursday? It's like 11 a.m. and like I'm wearing a t-shirt, my shark t-shirt. I'm out in the lake, or the lake's behind me. I live right over there. And like, it's like, I mean, I didn't shave. I mean, I'm wearing a visor. My hair is all jacked. And a haircut. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm making money online, right? Like, so it's like, it, focusing. Let me get back on track here and get focused. If you have a day job and this is on the side, which is the fact for most people, and you need to focus on something and you're having challenges focusing, then it's a double whammy because you don't need this to pay the bills. If you needed this to pay the bills, it's completely different, right? Like if I hire someone part-time and they don't really need the job to pay for their rent and their car and their electricity and their food and all that, they may not perform as well as someone I pay full-time who's all devoted to my company and business and relying on me and our company and business and relying on their self working here to pay their bills. That person's going to run circle around the part-timer who could just quit because they've got the flu. I'm done. I don't want to work here anymore. So it's incredibly hard for you to focus if it's not a necessity, right? If it's not an absolute need to survive or thrive in this world that we live in. This world's broken. So what do you do when you absolutely, it's not a necessity, but it's a want. It's not a need, it's a desire to make the money, to quit the job. Like they say, if you're already making six figures, it's really hard to take someone who's already making a hefty six figures with their day job and help them make a hefty six figures with their own business, or even seven figures with their own business. That's really hard to do. But it's not as hard to do with someone who's like homeless and take them to six figures because they have everything to gain. They're tired of being homeless, right? So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you don't want to live like this anymore, and you're tired of begging for food, you may want to work a little extra hard and stay focused to get the job done in order to make money, so get off the streets and, you know, have your own apartment and drive your own car and stop begging for money, right? So what I'm saying is, if you're pretty comfortable where you're at, you know, you got a good cushy day job, you got the country club, you're driving a couple cars, you take these nice vacations, you have sick leave and 401k and insurance and health insurance and all that, then it may be really hard for you to focus. You may be trying to buy your way to success by buying lots of different things and really distracting yourself, as opposed to zeroing in on one way to make money where you solve one problem with one solution for one specific type of client. That's where the money's at, right? It's hard for people to focus on that. They're all over the place. I had a workshop. There was a guy I charged big high ticket to be a client of mine, and I remember talking to him because like he made this big deal, like, this is all the money I have in the whole wide world, Eric. I'm giving you everything I have, my whole nest egg, everything. I trust you, I believe in you. I'm giving you my whole world to come do this with you. So at the workshop, I'm talking to him, and he's like, you know, when I paid Eric, I turned around and paid Jay Abraham 30 grand or whatever it was. And then he's like, and Jay Abraham said the same thing Eric's saying right now. So both of my coaches are saying the exact same thing. And, you know, I was like, hold on. You paid Jay 30 grand? He's like, yeah. I was like, man, you told me you gave me your whole nest egg and everything, right? So buyers are liars. But what I'm saying here is you don't want to be all over the place. You want to focus on one problem, one solution for one very specific type of client, okay? And zero in on that, dial that in, and make that work for yourself. Okay. If you could do that, that's where the focus is going to come in. And then the other way to focus is to have some accountability. Have a coach like me helping you, have a partner or somebody that's partnered up with you who's dependent on you to do your end of the bargain, right? Your side of the business. Then you are compelled to do it because that guy's waiting for you. He's waiting for you to do what you need to do. Like I remember one of my first partnerships, the one where we did $1 million in a day. My partner was dependent on me to do my end of the bargain and do my stuff, and I didn't want to let him down, so I kicked some butt, right? I would pull all-nighters and all this kind of stuff to help get that business done so we could launch it. I didn't know we were going to do $1 million in a day. That was amazing. But so we can launch it together, and I didn't want to let him down, you see? So there's things like that keep you focused, but ultimately what you need to understand is we all struggle with focus. We all struggle with focus. And probably one of the biggest things you could do to stop your problems with focus is trim off all the fat. Get rid of all the stuff that you don't need. Stop trying to make multiple streams of income. One problem, one solution, one specific type of client that you're serving. Get a partner or get a coach, someone like me who tells it like it is to help you, grab you by the hand, yank you up to a higher income level, get around other people who are already doing this, and do it that way. That's what's going to help you get this focus that you need in order to make things happen. And then the last thing I'm going to leave you with, which is really, really huge, is maybe you should cut social media. Like cut Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all of that stuff. Just stop it. Like get it off your phone, right? Like maybe keep YouTube because you learn from YouTube. Maybe keep LinkedIn because you're getting clients from LinkedIn. Facebook, maybe you're running ads. You can just log into Ads Manager and you can go check out all the politics and stuff on Facebook. Like get rid of all the social media. It's a drug anyway. It's just bringing you down. It's just clogging up your mind. It's making your cognitive skills way, way worse. And get rid of all the distractions and focus in on what you need to focus on. Okay. But ultimately, if you depend on making money online, then you get it done. If you don't depend on money online, then it's a desire and you're going to have a lot more struggles focusing because of that. And so you want to transition that into less noise. Your ability to say no to all the different opportunities that are coming your way is the biggest like skill that's needed to make a lot of money, because I say no all the time. I get opportunities like weekly. And I'm like, that's a great opportunity. I could really crush it with that. I can make a lot of money with that, but it's going to distract me. It's going to just put more stuff on my plate and distract me from my mission. Okay. So I'm not the greatest at teaching focus. I just wanted to teach you some insights that'll make you think about what it takes to be successful in this business. And a lot of times it's when it's a need and not a want. Okay. So this is Eric Louvier. Thanks so much for watching this video. We'll see you the next time. Bye now.